Hey, Ghoulash here, and welcome to another entry of
The Gulag.
It's here where we continue Goosebumps Goose Days, where I'll be covering the first episode of Goosebumps after it was picked up as a series, following the success of the Haunted Mask Halloween special, which counted as a two-part episode. Episode 3 of Goosebumps adapted the Cuckoo Clock of Doom, which was book 28. Yeah, the order that the books were adapted in was all over the place. Cuckoo Clock of Doom is actually, randomly, one of R.L. Stine's 3 favorite Goosebumps books, the 2 others rightfully being Haunted Mask and One Day at Horrorland, the latter of which wasn't adapted until season 3, despite being more popular than and written before Cuckoo Clock of Doom. Why'd Horrorland take so long to adapt? Probably for budgetary reasons because of the theme park setting. Also, maybe Scholastic wanted to reserve the setting for the point-and-click game sequel DreamWorks was making at the time. More on that another day. Before I get into the episode itself, I just want to point out that since this is the first episode of Goosebumps as a regular series, this is the episode that introduced the show's regular opening title sequence. The intro opens with a man in a trench coat who is supposedly R.L. Stine himself, and who unleashes a briefcase of manuscript pages on an unsuspecting Cape Town. Those don't really matter though. What really matters is the Shadow G that turns a solid 8 on a billboard into a 6 and transforms a dog into a Michael Jackson fan before our very eyes. The intro has a strong start, but admittedly, it's mostly held up by the theme provided by Jack Lenz, an eerie piano score that morphs into something a little funkier. The Goosebumps intro is no match for the Are You Afraid of the Dark intro, but it does at least get across the show's tongue-in-cheek spookiness. I mean, Goosebumps aired in the morning on a network, Are You Afraid of the Dark at night on cable. The latter could go a lot harder. Cuckoo Clock of Doom tells the story of 12-year-old Michael Webster, who is tormented by his younger sister Tara, aka Tara the Terrible, from ruining the boy's birthday cake to convincing Mike that there's been a murder nearby, which he for some reason investigates by himself, but it turns out to just be ketchup that looks like red-dyed corn syrup.
She's the one. She's always doing this to me.
He's lying.
Mike's parents always take Tara's side, and he's had enough, but opportunity comes a-knockin' when Mike's dad brings home a big-ass antique cuckoo clock, which the father seemingly has a love affair with.
Hey, cool.
Don't touch it.
The clock is supposedly magic, according to the dad, possessing some secret power.
The legend is that a strange old man built the clock over 100 years ago, and he put a magical spell on it.
Personally, I think the dad needs to lay off the sauce. Mike uses this new clock as an opportunity to get even with Tara, so he tampers with the clock, turning the cuckoo backwards, aiming to pin the crime on the girl. The next day, though, the boy finds that it's his birthday from days before, with everything playing out exactly the same, Groundhog Day style. After a very crude nightmare sequence involving the cuckoo clock with Tara's head in the cuckoo's place, it becomes painfully obvious the quote-unquote next day that Mike isn't in a time loop, but is, in fact, going backward in time to previous birthdays. Cuckoo Clock of Doom is different from a typical Goosebumps story. It's not so much a horror story as it is a Twilight Zone sort of sci-fi fantasy tale. There's no monster in the story or anything that particularly stands out like in a usual Goosebumps story. Just a clock, and it isn't even a scary looking clock in the episode like on the Tim Jacobus cover. The cuckoo looked pissed on the cover, but it just looks like a scraggly bird on the show. The real villain of the story is Tara the Terrible, Mike's sister, but her role in the TV episode is significantly reduced. In the episode, Tara's a dick, but within reason. In the book, Tara is a fucking monster dedicated to waging a campaign to destroy her big brother's life. Tara opens Mike's presents on his birthday, takes Mike's crush to his room while he's changing, accidentally exposing himself to the girl of his dreams. She tortures the Webster family cat, and Tara even frames Mike in the theft of a bully's hat, which results in Mike getting beaten the fuck up.
What a credge. I told you he was a credge. That's jerk spelled backwards, you credge.
No, Tara is far more toned down for the episode. I don't know if any 7-year-old actor could believably pull off a gaslighting campaign. What's there doesn't quite sell Tara as the mega bitch of the book, unfortunately. The focus of the episode is much more on the time travel conundrum of Mike aging backwards. It goes without saying that eventually he will cease to exist.
Today I'm 6. Tomorrow I may be nothing.
I believe the expression is time travel abortion. The TV adaptation runs into another snag. It is a half-hour version of a book that's 134 pages long. So much of Mike's plight is removed. In the book, a great deal of Mike's life is depicted as he drifts backward, but in the episode, it's reduced to seeing Mike at age 6 and at age 1, not quite giving the premise enough time to develop. The only real sense that time has actually gone backwards is the parents wearing different wigs and Tara's room being the dad's office. The closest thing to horror in the episode is Mike going downtown by himself to seek the cuckoo clock and slowly being approached by who I can only assume is a human trafficker. In the final time warp, the Websters arbitrarily decide to take baby Mike to Anthony's Antiques, and after accidentally knocking off a year on the clock, the baby Mike is able to turn time back to normal. The only quote-unquote catch is that Mike's sister Tara no longer exists because, I guess the year 1988 doesn't exist anymore.
I think I found the flaw. Look, the year 1988 is missing.
It really doesn't make sense, but Mike, having realized he now controls time, has decided to use the clock to save his sister. Eventually. Maybe. As far as we know, though, Tara has been permanently time travel aborted. Hey, what a young boy decides to do with his time travel clock is his own damn business. The Cuckoo Clock of Doom is an okay Goosebumps book, but the episode doesn't really do it justice. It's an interesting sort of sci-fi concept, but it's not necessarily what most folks look for in a Goosebumps book, and the story could have probably been better realized outside the Goosebumps mold. I give the Cuckoo Clock of Doom 3 drops of monster blood out of 5. Before I go though, I just want to let you folks know that I have a full audiobook reading of the story covered in this video for Patreon supporters, both as a fully animated video and an MP3 download. Oh, hey, Ghoulash here, being forced to read Goosebumps, the Cuckoo Clock of Doom. Link in the description if you're interested in hearing a zombie read a children's book to you by supporting the channel with a donation. Anyway, I've been Ghoulash. See you all next time, you fucking weirdos. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, like it, and if you loved it, subscribe for more and click the bell icon to find out when my latest vids and streams go live. Want a double dose of Dr. Wolfula? Donate to my Patreon and you'll get bonus content for supporting the channel, including exclusive movie streams and commentaries weekly. Be sure to also give me a visit in the free Pop Ace app to hang out in a virtual Wolfulair, complete with horror quizzes and bonus vids. Link in the description to download for iOS and Android. I'd like to give a special thanks to my true Wolfulite supporters on Patreon and my channel memberships for their pledges. Their support helps keep the channel going after all these years. Thank you guys. Alrighty, Dr. Wolfula signing out. See you all next time.